is he made it here. Last year, unfortunately, he had to cancel out due to the US elections going on. There was all this kind of drama in the US. I don't know exactly what happened, but it was a pretty big thing. But I'm really happy he made up his promise to come and join us at SteemFest. I was quite fascinated by the fact that he got into the Bilderberg Hotel group, the Bilderberg Meetup Hotel, just one day before the event started, and unfortunately they got kicked out. But I really like these kinds of tricks to hack these kind of conferences. I would like to invite you up the stage, ladies and gentlemen, from the Dollar Vigilante blog. It's Mr. Dollar Vigilante, Jeff Berwick.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. How you guys doing? I gotta take a selfie here. Put it on SteemFest. Say Steem. Cool. Yeah, so it's nice to be here. It's been interesting to see what's happening. I heard about Steem, actually from this gentleman right over here, Sterling Lujan, who you're speaking later, right? Yeah, you should check him out. Really good stuff. And it was last July, and a few people have been telling me about it, and I just didn't pay attention to it. It was like so many. I get like 100 things a day. People telling me I got to look at it. But it was last June. I kept hearing this Steem. Finally, Sterling did a video, and it was really good. And he's like, "This could change everything." And I was like, "Oh, sounds interesting." I still had no idea what it was. This is, a year and a half ago. That's like 100 years ago in cryptocurrency time, right? It really is. It was like, all this stuff was just, weird and new, and nothing like it is today. Today, of course, we have Bitcoin just blasted through $7,000 just now. It's the total cryptocurrency space is almost $200 billion right now, so a fifth of $1 trillion. That's been quite good. Obviously up a lot. I think it was only about a year ago that the entire space was maybe 30 billion, 20 billion, now 200. So I first heard about Steem, and again, I had no idea. I was just in my house. Go to steemit.com. Okay, looks interesting, whatever. Just put my little intro post, went out, came back about an hour or two later, looked, $15,000. What? A lot of people attacked me. Oh, you just didn't even post anything. You just said you're here, and you made $15,000. Jealousy is a very bad thing, by the way. People get very jealous, and I was like, I don't even know what this is. I just posted, but now I'm obviously going to look into it because post another one, $8,000. I'm like, what is this? So obviously I had the incentive at that moment in time to kind of figure out what was going on, and I was pretty lucky to get a hold of both Ned and Dan Larimer and interviewed them, and it took me about a week to 2 weeks to get my head around it, because like I said, this is the old days. This is like literally 50 years ago in cryptocurrency space. It's weird to look back that far back, a year and a half ago, how little I knew compared to today. Because this stuff, everything is just going so dramatically and so just expanding dramatically, which it's even shocked me. And I've been promoting Bitcoin since it was $3 in 2011. And I said back then, this is going to change the world. This is going to quite possibly get rid of central banks, which will get rid of big government, which will get rid of war, which will get rid of most poverty. And I've been saying that since 2011. And it was about 2 years ago that I knew this stuff was going to take off, but the speed at which it's taken off has been really shocking to even me. I was not expecting this. If I was, I would have bought a lot more things like Ethereum and all sorts of stuff. I actually recommended Ethereum at $2 about 2 years ago, but I didn't buy a lot of it, and I did buy some, but the speed at which this has all taken off has shocked even me. And I've been the biggest sort of out there promoter saying this is going to be massive, and I'm shocked at how this has been taking off. So I got on Steem. Once I first understood what it was, I got really excited about it. I said, this also could change a lot of things. This could change social media as we know it. And it's been really interesting to see as well how it's developed. It's really been a test case in the free markets. There is no real people who really run Steem, really. Of course, there's people who are involved in the programming of Steem and are involved in things like steemit.com and all that, but there really is no owner of it, right? And because of that, there's lots of positives and negatives to it, because if there was one person who is like the CEO, I know Ned is the CEO, but it's so decentralized, and really the value of the thing depends on everybody, and actually people developing applications and things on the Steem blockchain, which is happening. But because of that, it's not coordinated very much, and I think that's a bit of a downside as well, because I actually think Steemit should be much bigger than it is right now. As much as I just said, I'm shocked at how fast all this stuff is happening, I'm also a bit surprised Steemit hasn't grown a lot bigger. I mean, everyone out there today, every single person is on the internet. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on Twitter, and they're not earning anything from it. In fact, they're getting most of their information just stored by the NSA and the CIA and all those sort of things. And to have this site like Steemit, and you can actually go on, as you all know, and earn cryptocurrency just by posting, or even just by commenting, or even just by upvoting. There should be, in my opinion, millions of people on Steemit right now. Now, I don't know if everyone here knows, but part of the reason is technical limitations so far. As many probably know, it takes a while for people even to get approved to get on the site. I think that's a major issue. Part of the reason I came here was I wanted to meet with some of the developers, I wanted to meet with some of the people that are involved, and see what the vision is, what the goal is, and where things are at. Because as impressed as I am with how it's gone, I'm also a little bit disappointed in the growth. But I think those things are understandable, and I just hope that they continue to move forward, because I really see the potential of Steem. And it was really interesting, because when I first got into Steem, as I pointed out, it was really just a what am I looking this way for? Yeah, forget about me anyway. But when I first got into Steem and I started promoting it, I had the exact same thing happen when I first promoted Bitcoin. When I first promoted Bitcoin and said, this is going to be something, you got to get into this is huge, back in 2011, almost everyone said, it's a scam, it's a Ponzi scheme, there's no way. And that's what I heard about Steem as well. I got really attacked. I don't know if people know this, but I got... that's a whole different story. But yeah, I came out and I said, yeah, this is big. Everyone should get on this. And man, the people out there are so brainwashed and so government educated that they just don't see an opportunity when it's out there. I meet people across the world and go to a lot of different countries. You meet people who are only making like $50 or $100 a month in places. And I'm like, get on Steemit. And you really have to, what I've learned is that this is one of the things that I've learned from the Steem experiment, you could call it so far, is that marketing's really important. And it's because, in my opinion, people have been so beaten down, they've been so government indoctrinated, they don't really even know how to think for themselves in general. And I'm not making fun of them. I think it's really sad what's been done to people. And because of that, they need sort of marketing, someone to tell them to get on and why they should be on. And they need sort of fairly well-known people to do those sort of things. And I think that's one of the things that's been missing so far at Steem. I'm a little surprised there haven't been big celebrities who've gotten into it. And I think, in my opinion, if I was more if I was involved in Steem, and I'm not at all, I'm just on the site, I would be trying to find celebrities to be featuring Steem. But then again, some of the technical limitations at this moment in time, it takes days to even get approved to be on the site, for example. All these sort of things need to be improved, and I'm sure they will, and I talked to the lead developer last night, and he's, of course, very aware of these issues and working on them. But I think Steem still hasn't really even taken off. I think it's still at the very, very beta early stages of where it's going. And it still says beta on it, right? Which, you know, it's been a year and a half or even 2 years, I think, almost, since Steemit.com went online. It really should be moving out of that beta stage, and hopefully it will be soon. And when it does, I could see, I said this when I first understood Steem, it has massive potential. It could, if things go right, and if enough developers are working on things, if enough people are creating their own Steem applications, for example, DTube, everyone know DTube? Is the person who created DTube here? Oh, hey, I want to talk to you later. So that's another example of a great idea, great application of the blockchain, but it needs improvement. If you don't know, I try to upload videos all the time. I get about 1 out of 10 that actually work. But if it starts to work better, that will be huge. Steem itself, if the technical issues can get fixed, and it starts working a lot better, a lot faster, people easier to access, people can just log in, you know, you tell them. That's one of the biggest things. I used to tell people about Steemit all the time, and they'd come back and they'd say, yeah, I tried to sign up, but I haven't been approved, it's been a week or something, and people just aren't used to that. If these new blockchain applications are going to destroy the older centralized applications, which would be things like Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, it has to be just as good as Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, because your average person doesn't care about the blockchain. It doesn't care that it's decentralized. It doesn't care about anything. They don't think, for the most part. All they know is it works and I like it. And so that's where things like Steem need to get to, in my opinion. And I think it will get there. It's just a matter of when. And I'm incredibly excited about the future of it, and that's why I'm here. So I wanted to come. I'm here just like you guys. I want to meet some people. I want to learn what's going on. I want to understand where this is at. And so far, I've been very impressed. It's been very great to meet a lot of you. I think I only have 20 minutes, and I think I'm almost out. I was allowed a Q&A if anyone has any important questions that they wanted to ask or anything. Just, no questions? Okay. I guess I answered them all. Am I out of time?
No, I think there will be questions, no?
Oh, okay. Well, no one put their hand up.
Nobody?
It's a very quiet crowd.
Really?
It's because I'm not going to make any money from asking a question. So.
I have Detlef here. I haven't heard your voice, so I'm curious. Detlef.
We will change it tomorrow. I fully agree with a lot of things you said, but what would be the most important first step for Steemit to reach the next level, from your opinion?
The most important first step, that's a good question. I think it's sort of the chicken and the egg a little bit. I think marketing needs to be worked on by somebody, in my opinion. I'm a marketing guy. I started up Canada's largest financial website in the early 90s. I know how to get things out there. All the stuff I do, as you know, I'm quite well known, is because I know how to do that stuff. And I'm not saying I want to do it. I have no time at all. But I'd be happy to consult with somebody and give them some advice. But I think the first step is the technical. The technical issues need to be fixed. The signups need to be a lot faster. It should be instantaneous. In order to compete with things like Facebook, it's going to have to be as good as Facebook, and it's not yet. So I think it's going to be technical, and then marketing are the two big things. And then it's going to be all the other applications that are being developed. Those are, that's the real big picture sort of thing. Steemit is just one actual small part of the Steem blockchain. I've actually been surprised as well that there hasn't been that many applications built on Steem. If I'm an entrepreneur, if I had time, I would have been developing so many things on the blockchain. Luckily, there's a few, DTube, and I'm sure there's others I don't even know about. That's why I'm here to learn. But I think this is a huge opportunity, a massive opportunity. If you're an entrepreneur out there, look at what you can do with the Steem blockchain and develop it. Put out, there probably is a Steem Twitter, but again, I haven't heard of it. So whoever's doing these things, they're not very good at marketing. So it's got, there's technical, like with DTube, it doesn't work all that well yet. And then the marketing aspect. And that's really the key to most of these things. Is there any other questions, or am I out of time?
Yeah, just a quick one. You mentioned that you'd spoken to a Steem lead developer. Do you remember who that was?
I forget his name, but...
All of our team leads are right here. Could you remember their face?
It was quite late.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
I'll recognize him if I see him. Anyway.
Please send me an email.
Okay.
Any other questions? Luke, you want to? Sure.
I was wondering, as an investor, longtime cryptocurrency investor, what are your thoughts in terms of Steem, the token, as a cryptocurrency and the value it can have, and Steemit and the Steemit ecosystem for bloggers who just cash out and keep dumping on the exchanges every week, you know, that kind of thing? What's your thoughts for how we can make the token a really great thing for investors?
Yeah, that's a good question and something I did want to touch on, so thank you. About the price of Steem. It's been sort of languishing here around $1 for quite a long period of time. We're seeing a lot of the other cryptocurrencies just going crazy. Not all of them, but Steem hasn't participated in that. And I think a part of it is because we haven't reached that point yet that I was talking about. We haven't reached the point where it's really blowing up Steemit.com with like millions of people on it. We haven't seen the other applications built on it really take off yet. And because of that, I think the investors and speculators are hesitant, and I understand why they would be. Now we have what they're doing with the smart tokens and things like that. That's very interesting, but my question to them was, last night was, how is this different than Ethereum or EOS and things like that? I want to meet Mrs. Steemit. I want to be Mr. Steemit tonight, but she's developing her app. I want to hear about that. I want to hear what people are doing. And but yeah, so for anyone out there who's like wondering what the future of this is, I think it's huge. But things need to happen. If and when those things happen, I don't think anyone, well, maybe you will, but you might not even believe how big this can get. And from the investment angle, that was the biggest question. I still have it to this day. How is this token going to have value over time? And it's going to take a lot more people being involved. It's going to take a lot more development. You look at something like Facebook and things like that. They have multi-$100 billion valuations. There's no reason Steem, the token, couldn't have that as long as it's competing in general with things like Facebook and Twitter and things like that. It's not yet. So that's why there's a lot of questions about it. Even myself, I advise in our newsletter, Dollar Vigilante, and I recently just said, I'm not looking at Steem right now to buy it because I want to see how this develops, and that's just me personally. But if I start to see things happening more, which I think will happen, that's when we'll see the interest go up. And the end valuation will depend on what it all develops and how it competes with what we have today, Facebook and Twitter and things like that. If Steem really becomes a potential rival or competitor to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all those sort of things, and YouTube, yeah, it could easily have hundreds of billion-dollar valuation just on the speculation on that it's going to be competitive. And then people say, well, what's the revenue going to be? That gets a little more complicated, but there's all kinds of different ways to do that, and Steem kind of played around with advertising in the past, and so advertisers could actually buy the Steem to actually market on the site and things like that. All these things will be developed over time. But yes, from an investment angle, I understand why Steem, the currency, hasn't been doing a lot lately, and I think that's also part of a marketing issue that I'd like to see improve. It's not, this information isn't getting out there. Like even people like myself who's quite involved, I've been a supporter of the site for a while, I don't know what's going on. That's why I came here. So that needs to be improved as well.
Okay, one final question.
Hi Jeff, Herschel 36 here. Quick question. When's the next Dollar Vigilante newsletter out? Because it's November and you're late.
I know. Well, as you can see, I've been busy.
Clearly.
I just finished writing it this morning, so it should be out today.
Good stuff. And you promised an interview for my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cheers, man.
Boom.
Okay, thanks.